Whoops.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Orlando. My name is Neil Boris, and I'm a member of the worship team and also a member of this congregation. Today's service is a special one. It features members of our 1U caring team, led by Cindy Watson. We also have Jeannie Carter, Patty Reynolds, and Cindy Schleier. Also with us today, of course, our Director of Music, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, and Board of Trustees member, Debbie Reinhardt. Finally, let's not forget our teams of wonderful people in the background working diligently to ensure that we come together this morning. So thank you all. Now today, children will go to activities when we sing them out after time for all ages, and the nursery is open until noon. We greet you this morning, old friends and new ones, as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. As a Unitarian Universalist congregation, we are a non-creedal community that does not subscribe to a specific set of beliefs. We live instead by a covenant that ensures ethical behavior, affirms democracy, celebrates the worth of each individual, and unites us in a search for truth in meaning. Whether today is your first day or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome your race, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, or religious background. We welcome you. Now you can find out much about our congregation and the announcements that are coming up just now. Just go to orlandouu.org or email us at info@orlandouu.org. We have a couple of special announcements today, and first, I'm going to call up Reverend Kirsten Hoblet-Allen for one of those. With mask.
Good morning. Esme and I are here to remind you that we have an exciting weekend coming up next weekend, the last weekend before the election. November 1st to 3rd, we're going to be celebrating our Abortion Access Action Weekend. And that will involve a lot of different events here on our campus. I'm not reading, I'm just talking. Yeah. Do you want to say something? No. Okay. Friday night, we're going to be having a welcome potluck dinner and a chance for people of all ages to put together abortion aftercare kits. So we'll do a little assembly line of care bags for people in partnership with Florida Access Network, which is our local abortion fund. Definitely want to encourage families and youth to join us for that. It's going to be really fun. On Saturday, we are having a huge rally on Saturday morning. The Yes on 4 campaign is really excited about the work that we're doing here at 1U, so they're really sending their folks here to us Saturday morning, and we're going to have some very exciting speakers, big name speakers who I'm not going to name, but I hope you'll come and find out who they are. And then we're going to have several rounds of canvassing and or phone banking that will launch here from our campus. There are also lots of volunteer positions if canvassing and phone banking is not your passion. but you love to set up tables, put up signs, welcome people, lots of jobs for that on Saturday and on Sunday. On Sunday morning, we're going to have a special worship service led by Nicole Presley, who works for the UUA and their Side with Love program. She's going to be preaching with us. And then we'll have lunch and more canvassing and phone banking in the afternoon. So I'm going to be over at a table in Gore Hall after church if you want to come and talk to me about the details. This is the QR code and the link to register for the weekend. It'd be really helpful if we know how many people are coming to join us. And it will also send you reminders to be there with us for all the events. I just want to remind you that, I should have said this at the top, Amendment 4 is on your ballot this November to restore and protect abortion access here in our state. It's very important. We're currently living under a 6-week abortion ban. This is the only way to relieve that ban on the people of Florida. So Unitarian Universalists have protected access to abortion and a wide range of reproductive justice issues for many, many years. And this is a way that you can really join us and live your faith and feel like you've done what you can in this really, really important election. So if you have questions, you want more information, you want to sign up, please join me at the table and coffee hour or talk to me at any other time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Kirsten and Little Red Riding Esby. Another special announcement comes from our 1U Endowment Board, which invites you to join them for Start Your Legacy Estate Planning with Heart and Impact. This is a workshop that's going to guide you through the essentials of estate planning while exploring how to leave a meaningful legacy for your family and church. Whether you're just starting to think about estate planning or you're looking to update your existing plans, this seminar offers valuable insights and practical advice. It's going to be held from 4 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, November 16th in the Assembly Room. Childcare will be provided. Please sign up by November 13th using the QR code on the screen. You can also email Sarah Gray at sarah.gray@orlandouu.org for the sign-up sheet. And parents, a heads up that a separate parents' night out is being held at 6:30 on the same night. So consider a double dip, people. The Endowment Board will provide pizza for any children signed up for both events. Free pizza. All right. And from religious enrichment, our children will be sung out today after the chalice lighting to move to the Gore Hall lobby for Children's Chapel. After the service, parents are asked to meet them at the Labyrinth to find out how the trick or treat our UU values will proceed. Please gather your children at the Labyrinth before moving on to coffee hour. All the other announcements are on slides before and after the service and have links in the weekly update or on our website. If you'd like to follow along to the service or see this week's upcoming events, just use the QR code shown on the monitor. I want to say something personal this morning. This is October 27th, would have been my mother's 94th birthday. As many of you know, she passed away a few years ago, and the caring team was incredible. My mom lived here in Orlando and attended this church for the last 5 years of her life, and the care she received from this community was incredible. So for me, this service isn't just a service, it's a celebration of life. I appreciate the entire community. And now, our chalice lighting.
Good morning. Please join me in saying these words as we light the chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share.
And now will you all join us as we sing our children out under the loving arch of those folks who are sitting in the aisle seats.
The singing is not over, folks. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn. It's number 200, A Mighty Fortress is Our God. The words will be projected on the screen.
Good morning. Our opening words are by Kimberly Ann Tomzak Carlson, A Place of Belonging and Caring. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource. That belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community, a people that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. Welcome home. Welcome to worship. Let's take a moment now to greet one another. So this morning, even though we don't have all the ages here, we are going to do a time for all ages. Once upon a time, there was a golden retriever named Carl. He was a very good boy, the goodest boy.
I am. Ever since I was a pup, my mom taught me the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Whenever I was in my litter, I would just think about how I wanted to be treated and do that.
He was friends with a Persian cat named Cupcake, and she tolerated him as cats do.
Carl, what are you doing today while the food givers are at work?
Today is Random Act of Kindness Day, and I'm going to do some randomly kind things for all of our roommates.
That sounds interesting. What are you going to start with?
I'm going to give Jenny one of my bones.
You're going to give Jenny, the rabbit, one of your bones.
Oh yeah, bones are my favorite treat.
And off he went, before Cupcake could say another word.
Dogs.
Sometime later, Carl came back, dejected.
What's wrong, Carl?
Jenny didn't like the bone at all. She even thumped her tail at me. She was so mad.
I wonder why.
It's a great mystery. I guess she's just in a bad mood. I always love bones.
Well, maybe treats aren't the best vehicle for cross-species bonding.
Maybe you're right. I'll try a toy next. I'm going to give Scales my very best tennis ball. It's going to be hard to part with it since I love it so much, but it would be worth it to make Scales happy.
Scales. The snake.
Oh yeah, yeah. Every time I play with Scales, he'll just love chasing after the ball.
Carl, how's Scales going to chase the ball?
What with his legs?
His legs.
Um,
His legs, Carl.
yeah. That's how chasing the ball works, Cupcake.
Okay, Carl, but does Scale the snake have legs?
Oh. Well, I guess he doesn't.
So do you think if you want to play with Scales, maybe you should ask him how he wants to play?
Carl blinked at Cupcake and then moved off at a slower pace, deep in thought. Carl was gone for a long time, which gave Cupcake a chance to catch up on her Sudoku. But eventually, he came back.
Oh, hey, Carl. How did things go with Scales?
Oh, Cupcake, it was great. I asked Scales if he wanted to play, and he said yes. So I asked him how, and he said there was a sunny spot in the yard that he never gets to visit because it's too far away from him. So he got on my back, and I took him to the yard, and we basked in the sun.
Fast.
Oh yeah, it was a bath, nice and warm, and I even rolled on my back
Well, what did she want?
Clover! Honestly, I tried some, and I'm not a fan, but Jenny liked it, and that's the important thing.
Well, it sounds like you learned something today.
Yeah, when I was a puppy, the golden rule, do to others as you want them to do to you, made a lot of sense. And it worked really well when everyone I was with was also a puppy. But now I have a lot of different friends who might need different things than what I want.
Carl, you discovered the platinum rule. Do to others as they would have you do to them.
Which means I have to ask them what they would like.
That's right. Now let's go get some catnip.
Cupcake.
Oh, just kidding, Carl. I'm going to have some catnip. You do whatever it is you dogs like.
The end.
Well, that's definitely a hard act to follow. I'm Debbie Reinhardt, a member of the Board of Trustees. We invite you now into the practice of generosity. It is one of our spiritual values which sustains the life and ministries of the church community. Let us be grateful for the opportunity to give, for it is a privilege to be able to do so. And let us be grateful for our needs, for they give us the opportunity to practice receiving. Today's full collection will go to the ministries of this congregation. You may also support this month's Share the Plate partner, Share the Care. Use the link in the newsletter or on the screen to donate directly to them. Please let one you know that you donated. The offering will now be collected. Note that you can also give online. Let us joyfully receive what is offered here today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship.
Good morning. I'm Cindy Schleier, and I have the privilege of being a member of the One You Care team. And I am, I guess at this point, considered a giver and a provider of care. Why do I even do this? It's because this practice of giving is a constant reminder and confirmation that fills me with wonder. It is a reminder that I am not alone, and either are you. We are all connected. It's really not a dichotomy of caregiver or care receiver. It's just managing our community. Some examples of tasks I have completed with the care team. No names, no identifiers. One example was just fun. I walked a dog. I walked a dog for a family that was overwhelmed with care and jobs and couldn't get out. Young children, new baby, spouse trying to work and provide meals. I was happy to assist, and I think I made a connection to the dog. Now, meal trains. Just a quick show of hands, how many of you have participated in a meal train, right? Many, many of you. Meal trains are all for all sorts of reasons. Illness, babies, family, transportation, health. So you can cook, order takeout, pick up, deliver, have a meal delivered. It's not so hard. And even for people like me who don't like to cook, it's still connecting to the universe of food, special diets, restaurants, and the community. Transportation. I have driven people for appointments, and a woman who found she was unable to do this herself anymore, even though she had done it for many, many years herself. I've driven people to church and home. And I've had wonderful conversations as we sit together through traffic and lament the U.S. transportation system and talk about families, cars, 1U, etc. We are connecting and sharing at that moment. You can be a friendly visitor or just check up on people to say a quick hi. I've met friends who enjoy hiking and traveling, and they were also willing to listen to me. I had met them before, but had never had the chance to just sit down and chat. I've made phone calls to say hi and remind people they are not alone. I've moved lawn furniture before hurricanes and storms, cleared out refrigerator so they could get a meal delivered. Many, many of you have been generous souls who provided care to this congregation. So what calls me more than anything are these connections. I experience this church, this community, this humanity, and know that I am not alone struggling with my own conscience, my own head, my own existence, and my own worries. I can reach out, do a very small, and sometimes it feels like very insignificant thing. And it builds my relationships with everyone. Yes, walking a dog, providing a meal, a ride, a phone call, a card is a small thing I can do for my community and my soul. Thank you.
This is the time that we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayer and meditation. If you have a sorrow that you need witnessed or helped with, or have a joy you wish to share, please contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows read each Sunday during worship. You can send an email to joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org during the week. If you're attending in person, you can also fill out a card at the registration table before the service and hand it to an usher. And after the meditation, we'll call you forward to participate in our candle lighting ritual. Bring your sorrows as we come together. Come as you are. Your whole self is welcome in this sacred space that we create together. This morning, some joys and sorrows from our community. Today's flowers were provided by Joan Irwin in celebration of early voting, which has started here in 20 Orange County locations. Patrice McFadden shares a sorrow with us. Please hold our family in your hearts as we grieve the loss of Patrice's beautiful 30-year-old successful, life-loving niece, Morgan. She was killed by a drunk driver a few blocks from her home early Wednesday morning in Denver. We are so sad. Patrice will be in Denver for the next few weeks to help her sister process this horrible news. Patrice, we are with you. I also have both a joy and a sorrow to say best wishes to Scott and Sarah as you move from Orlando to your new home in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Please carry our hearts with you on that move. We also pray for all of those here in our community and around the world who are facing violence and death. We know that fighting and killing is never the way. Those of us who are out of immediate danger can offer prayer, support, and action in solidarity with our fellow precious souls. This is also a time of great anxiety and uncertainty here in our country and in many places around the world. We especially acknowledge the fear of those who are already marginalized in our society and may face greater marginalization in the years to come. We pledge and pray that we will take actions to protect our neighbors, to provide democracy, to be steadfast in our deeply held commitments to justice, pluralism, and radical inclusion, no matter what happens. We remember that we can lean on and into this community, always, for encouragement, for a good challenge when it's needed, and for solace in our heartbreak. For all the joys and sorrows of this community shared today, and for those held close to our hearts, let us pray, let us celebrate, and let us send each other healing energy. I now invite us into a moment of meditative prayer with the words of the Reverend Sherry Woodbury. So please just find a position in your body that feels meditative. Ground yourself in a connection to the earth and the people around you. If it feels good to close your eyes, you can do that. As a part of this prayer, we'll take pauses, excuse me, to sing together a verse of hymn number 1002, Comfort Me. And those words will be up on the slides, but they're also very repetitive, so I think you'll probably get it. Oh, my soul, at times the challenges I face are too much. Too much illness, too much struggle, too much conflict between family and neighbors, too much suffering in the world, on our screens and out of sight. But we know it is happening, and what shall we do? Can I bear the weight of it all? It is hard to be human, especially a soft-hearted human. Spirit of love, will you comfort me?
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Oh, my soul, at times I feel alone, isolated, even if there are people around me. It can be hard to share my inner world with others or to let them help me. But when we sing together, I feel others' presence. And I know that together we have enough caring to go around for everyone, including me. Gathered community, will you sing with me?
Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul.
Oh, my soul, sometimes I am just weary when it's hard to get out of bed in the dark morning, hard to face difficult tasks, hard to lift my foot or open my heart. I know I may need rest and fortitude. I may need to refill the well within me. Rest is a gift that I will try to allow myself to have when I need it. My needs are important, and I deserve rest. Oh, my soul, you can rest.
Rest with me, rest with me, rest with me, oh my soul. Rest with me, rest with me, rest with me, oh my soul.
When I have been nourished with song, I grow stronger. When I have felt the presence of caring community around me, I feel more able to use my own power. When I have given my body and spirit the rest they need, I am renewed. And yes, my soul, when the light grows day by day like a green growing thing in the world, I am ready to rise. In power and beauty, I return to the world and bring to it my love and my joy.
Rise with me, rise with me, rise with me, oh my soul. Rise with me, rise with me, rise with me, oh my soul.
And now, as you are ready, you are invited to come forward and light a candle of welcome, remembrance, loving kindness, or hope. Our first candle honors the joys and concerns of those of you who join us online, and the last candle will be for all who are holding their joys and sorrows in this room. Please come.
humanity of sorrow and elation. Let this be our house, a haven for the healing, an open room for question and our inspiration. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace.
I love the quote this morning. I love Ralph Waldo Emerson. It is one of the beautiful compensations of life, the rewards, that no man or woman can sincerely help another without helping himself and herself. I love that. I love Emerson. I'm Patty Reynolds, and with many wonderful people here, I've been involved with the care team since 2013. How has this impacted me? These experiences have enriched my life and broadened my overall perspective. It's truly a privilege to be admitted to people's sick rooms or to their thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future. I value and cherish these experiences, and I protect their confidentiality. The impacts on me as a result of these home visits or rehab visits or hospital visits are perhaps surprising. With all due respect, I always walk away with sincere gratitude that I'm able to go on with my so-called normal life. So my gratitude for life increases because of the caring service. I also have a sense of peace because I offer deep listening and attention to someone who needs attention and love. We all deserve love and attention, and I walk away feeling I did the right thing. Finally, our care team has been a wonderful experience of camaraderie, love, and friendship. Come join us.
Empathy. Empathy isn't just something that happens to us, a meteor shower of synapses firing across the brain. It's also a choice we make to pay attention, to extend ourselves. It's made of exertion, that dowdier cousin of impulse. Sometimes we care for one another because we know we should, or because it's asked for. But this doesn't make our caring hollow. The act of choosing simply means we've committed ourselves to a set of behaviors greater than the sum of our individual inclinations. This confession of effort chafes against the notion that empathy should always rise unbidden, that genuine means the same thing as unwilled, that intentionality is the enemy of love. But I believe in intention, and I believe in choosing to help. Adapted from Leslie Jameson.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeannie Carter and I've been a member of 1U since 2018. In those 6 years, I've had 3 surgeries. I live alone with no family nearby, so the care team has been very helpful to me. I've gotten many home-cooked meals delivered to my house, rides to appointments, errands, food delivery gift cards, get well cards, calls, and visits from members, as well as Reverend Margalit. I especially want to talk about the first of those 3 surgeries in 2018. I was new to 1U, didn't know many people, and hadn't had many opportunities to volunteer yet. I hesitated to ask for help, but decided to do it anyway. I received a lot of help, even from people I had never met before. I still felt a little guilty about receiving so much when I hadn't contributed a lot. When I was well enough to drive, I talked to Reverend Kathy about my guilt. She said she thinks about the help as one big pot that people contribute to when they can and take from when they need it. I've thought about that a lot since then. I remind myself of the pay it forward concept because people who help me often don't need my help, but someone else does. The care team is not a barter service. You don't donate a certain number of hours and then you're entitled to receive that many hours. People volunteer because they want to help. They do what they can, and people receive help when they need it. The giving and receiving by each individual person will never be exactly equal, but that's okay. That's how it's supposed to work. So please contribute if you can, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Thank you.
Helping others and receiving help create a beautiful cycle of compassion and connection. When we extend our hands to support those in need, we foster a sense of community and strengthen our bonds with one another. This act of kindness not only uplifts the recipient, but also enriches our own lives, giving us purpose and fulfillment. And on the other side, accepting help allows us to acknowledge our vulnerabilities and fosters trust in our relationships. It reminds us that we are not alone and that seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Together, these acts cultivate a culture of empathy and resilience, enhancing our shared human experience. You've heard from 3 of your care team members today. Our congregation is really blessed with many loving and compassionate people that offer to help others. I'd like to introduce or reintroduce the rest of your team. We have 14 members that represent the monthly efforts. Would our monthly care team members please all stand? If you are here, those that are here. We send out your birthday cards, get well cards, happy anniversary cards, new baby cards. We visit members in their homes, hospitals, or in rehab centers when requested. We organize meal trains. We organize rides. And we listen for any of our church members that might be needing help in some way. Our monthly members are Linda Piantieri, Christine Fullerton, Jenny Lockington, Joan Nelson, Greg Buckingham, Cindy Schleier, Beverly Alig, Patty Reynolds, Charlotte Kendall, Sue Ellen Rose, Lynn Rigney, Judy Lovett, and Steph Garber. Let's give them all a hand for everything they do. We also, on the team, have care team helpers that often provide help with meal trains, rides, and various needs that come up. Would our care team helpers all stand that are present? Let's give them a hand to say thank you for all they do. And really, would the whole congregation please stand as you are able, because we're all members of this loving community, and we are all here helping each other. Let's give our whole community a big hand. Do they want to stand? So please stand if you are able. We will be singing the closing hymn, Lean on Me. Thank you, that was great. We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, and our care for each other. Until we are together again, friends, be strong, be well, be true, be loving. As we go out into the world, our service to each other, to the world, and to our democracy continues. This is a truly important time in our lives and in the lives of those that follow us. Let's do all we can to support the freedoms to which all people have a right. Mm-hmm. Please say these words with me as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I just want to add, is this on? I would just like to add that I have made homemade caramels. What's that? Oh. Coffee hour is in the Enrichment Center today, and homemade caramels are being passed out at the door in the reception line.